The opportunity to begin again is a gift for which we gather today with deep gratitude. As we stand on the threshold of a new academic year, let us be ever mindful of what awaits us just over the horizon. New people to meet and stories to hear, new knowledge to be discovered and experiences to be gained, new cultures to engage and traditions to embrace, new challenges to be overcome and failures to hold with generosity, new worldviews to behold and new dreams to dream. Novelty is exciting, and if we're honest, it is fraught with anxiety. In The Fellowship of the Ring, one of my favorite novels, Gandalf the Grey tells Frodo, "It's a dangerous thing going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to. You and I together are about to do a dangerous thing. We gather here to step onto a new road. Who knows where it will go? Who knows what we shall become? What we know is that we take this new road together." And so, with gratitude to the generations of people who have called this land home, indigenous, colonist, emancipated, and immigrant, and mindful of this dangerous thing we do together, let us pray. Life-giving Spirit, you always call us to new journeys, and you call us to this dangerous new journey together. We ask that you hold us as a community, strengthen the fearful, encourage the discontented, comfort the grieving, and shield the joyous. Bless all who teach and all who learn, and all those whose talent and labor support the mission of this college, often in unseen ways. Bless our college that we may ever become a place of sound learning and new discovery. And finally, bless our life together, and bless the ties of mutuality that bind us into one community across many languages, beliefs, nationalities, and creeds, that we might discover in one another the wisdom and love we need to live genuinely bold and transformative lives. Amen.
Yate, Shike dosha dene, Shea Chanel Jakiantia, Tobajan Urjan Ishle, Kehatini Bashishin Kiani Dachiche Tachini Dashanele, Yotwo Havozo dena Shan Nidi Bahalini Asia or a good egg or dene at San Nishle. You all can be seated. Hello everyone, my name's Chanel Jake. I'm two who came to Water Clan, born for Foot Trails people. I'm from Bright Springs, New Mexico, a small community located on the southeast border of the Navajo Nation Reservation. This is who I am as a Dene woman. I've been part of the Trinity community for the last 5 years, for which I was a student, now serving as a Summit Fellow for Indigenous Community Initiatives and Civic Engagement. I am honored to give this statement, but before I give this statement, I hope the statement serves as a reminder to everyone that you are on Indigenous land, and the Indigenous people of Hartford and beyond are still here. This was a collaboration of members from the Trinity and Hartford community. This statement I give was adopted in October 2024 by the Board of Trustees. As a community at Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, we acknowledge that we are on the unceded land called Sukyag, or Black Earth, central to the lives of certain Indigenous peoples. The Connecticut River Valley has been home to Native people for millennia. Trinity College acknowledges the impact of marginalization on the Wangunk, Mohican, Neantic, Nipmuc, Pequannock, Podunk, Tungus, and Wappingers peoples, as well as other impacted groups. The Trinity community also honors the sovereignty of our neighbors, the Mashantucket Pequot, Mohegan Eastern Pequot, Golden Hill Pagasa, and Schaghticoke nations. We commit to continue partnering with Indigenous communities of Hartford from across the state. Thank you for giving me the time to share this. I now invite Manuela Rodas as a member of the class of 2026 and the president of Student Government Association to bring greetings from the student body. Ahihat.
Good afternoon, class of 2029, faculty, staff, family, and friends. My name is Manuela Rodez, and I'm so excited to be here welcoming you on behalf of the entire student moment. This is a big day. You've officially made it to Trinity, and today you will always be a part of the Trinity family. And yes, that deserves a little celebration. When I was in your seat, I had a pretty good idea of what the next 4 years would look like. I was wrong, in the best way possible. What makes Trinity special isn't just the classes or the campus, although the squirrels are kind of a big deal. It's the people you meet, the challenges you take on, and the moments you never saw coming that end up shaping you in ways you could have never predicted. And speaking of change, this is a year of it. Just as you are stepping into the new chapter of your life, Trinity is stepping one too, with the arrival of our new president. Welcome, President Lugo. Change can feel uncertain, but it is also full of possibility. It is a chance to rethink, to grow, and to imagine what is next. That is exactly what these next 4 years will be for you. A chance to discover, to evolve, and to help shape the future of this place you now call home. Here's the truth. There will be times when things are hard. The paper that feels impossible, the test that you don't ace, the friend group that you're still figuring out. But those moments are not failures. They're a part of your story. And you have a whole community here to help you. You have professors who care, peers who understand, and friends you haven't even met yet. So my advice is simple. Do not stay in your comfort zone. Go to that event, even if you don't know anyone. Join the club that sounds strangely interesting. Take the class you're not sure you'll be good at, and it might even lead to your major. The more you put yourself out there, the more this place will give back to you. Over the next 4 years, you will find your people, your passions, and maybe even a version of yourself you never knew existed. You will have days that feel unforgettable and others that teach you lessons you will carry long after you leave this campus. And one day you will look back and realize you weren't just earning a degree, but you were building your future. Class of 2029, you belong here. You have earned a seat at this table, and I cannot wait to see the impact you will make. Welcome to Trinity College, and welcome to the family. The integrity contract and the oath of matriculation, which Professor Myers will administer later in the ceremony, represents our commitment and promise to Trinity College and to one another. It is now my pleasure to invite Matthew Hyde, Dean of Admissions and Financial Aid, to tell you about the exceptional students of the class of 2029. Thank you.
President Lugo, faculty, staff, friends of Trinity, and to our soon-to-be matriculated students, thank you for this opportunity to introduce Trinity's newest collection of bantams. Trinity 29, I'm thrilled to fold you into our beautifully connected community. On behalf of our enrollment team, welcome. We know you to be awesome and full of potential to be great as bantams, but we also know that a considerable battalion of support fueled your journey to Trinity. That stated, I'd be remiss if I did not begin by encouraging a collective expression of gratitude. This moment, on this memorable afternoon, is deeply rooted in the love, care, hopes, and dreams that many in your life had for you. Be it parents or guardians, siblings, teachers, coaches, friends, and or any other that helped shape your path to the sought-after seat before me, put them in your mind for a moment. And now put them in your heart. And let's honor them with a cheer for all they invested in you. 29, let's hear it. Think about all those who helped you get here. Let's hear the spirit. I dropped my youngest at college last week. I'd love to hear it. The 482 Bantams of Trinity 29, our 23 distinguished transfer editions, and our 1 independent degree scholar now gift Trinity with a compelling blend of experiences and perspectives. Your collective intelligence and the amalgamation of ideas and ideals swirled into your flock is a spectacular expression of Trinity's power and promise. So, who are you? Where are you from? And what's your deal? Let's begin with your names, as they are a fantastic reflection of the global tapestry that comes to life every day at Trinity. From Olia to Zohire, your first names span the alphabet. The 506 of you have 358 distinct monikers, but 32 of you share our 5 most popular. To our Williams, Jacks, Benjamins, Nathans, and Isabellas, look twice when you hear your name shouted along that long walk. But to Dinashri, Olawatamiwa, and Tallulah, you can know that you're the intended target when you hear calls for your attention. And as you step into your Trinity future, you can all take great comfort knowing that you're doing so with an angel, a heaven, 4 graces, 2 hopes, we have a marvelous, a daisy, and a soleil to cast your considerable warmth on your beautiful class. But know this, Trinity 29, while you do have a prima in your class, you do not have a donna. See what I did there? No one of you is better than any other. Your awesomeness is a collective. Have a blast exploring it in the Trinity adventures to come. In addition to your newly grasped Trinity identity, there is so much that draws you together. As proof, I present to you December 27th, 2006. That was a big day for Trinity 29. Katie, a softball recruited flag football captain from Eastvale, California. Fields, a writer, performer, and storytelling dancer from Hickson, Tennessee. Munir, a science Olympiad star from Chicago who captains his volleyball team. And Jack, a squash-playing finance intern from Seekonk, Mass. The 4 of you joined humanity on the very same day, 6,818 days ago. And because you were wondering, there are 3 in Trinity 29 and 1 in a new transfer cohort that call today, August 28th, their birthday. So Brendan, Patrick, Gavin, and Garika, happy birthday. Trinity 29, your commonalities create connection and spawn synergy, and there is awesome synergistic potential before us. While you should find comfort when and where your interests and identities align, I challenge each of you to reach for and relish the knowledge that can be gained from what's uncommon amongst you. From this day forward, fully embrace your Bantam energy and deploy it with bold efforts to engage and impact our community and those with whom you share it. Trinity 29, your reach is truly global. The most local amongst you can skip just up the street about a half mile to his Hartford home, while the Bantam amongst you who journeyed the furthest will need to hop 9,372 miles across oceans, continents to her home in Jasin, Malacca, Malaysia. Trinity 29, you come from the tangled streets of Sausalito, the forested shores of Orr's Island, and the noisy nights of Nashville. The crowded avenues of the world's capital cities have been the backdrop for many in your class. Residents of Accra, Bangkok, Beijing, Cairo, Dushanbe, London, Nairobi, New Delhi, Nicosia, Paris, and Washington, D.C. are all seated amongst us. Your stomping grounds also range over quieter backyards. Places like Bennington, Vermont, Monticello, Minnesota, Kailua, Kona, Hawaii, McKenna, Illinois, and Waxhaw, North Carolina claim you as their own. But for the next 4 years, they will share you with Hartford, Connecticut. Trinity 29, your cultural, racial, and ethnic identities reflect the exciting dimension of our Earth's population. Your faiths span the spectrum of beliefs, and your collective talents will light up Trinity. Your recruited athletes, posse scholars, engineers, philosophers, neuroscientists, artists, high school valedictorians. Your interest and intent, ideas and ideals are vast and compelling. Regardless on how you landed in the seat before me, let it be known that this day, your class and your college unite all of you. Each and every one of you belongs at Trinity. Let me restate that. Each and every one of you belongs. There are no imposters here. My admissions and financial aid colleagues did not make any mistakes. Each choice we made in populating your class was a deliberate and affirmative action. And I stand here before you in awe of how much you have to learn from one another and the absolute wisdom that be gained if you find the fortitude and patience to do so. 22 of Trinity 29 followed a family member to their seat in our newest class, but the majority have charted their own course. A special word of congratulations to the 79 members of Trinity 29 who, as of this ceremony, will be the first in their family to make the college dream come true. As all the new Bantams before me begin to proudly embrace their identities as such, I'm eager to spotlight a few traits already embedded in this class that reflect the awesome energy, attitude, and spirit of Bantams. Trinity 29, you are old like Sarah, your new classmate from Kabul, who honors her mother by fiercely pursuing her education and shining in all spaces with grace, independence, and courage. Trinity 29, you are clever and curious like Corey, your new classmate from Houston, who spent his senior year researching how music influences emotional regulation, specifically focusing on the possibility that fear can be unlearned. Trinity 29, you lead like TJ, your new classmate from London who founded a finance society, created an outreach initiative to ease the burden of homelessness, led a sustainable green economy team, and was appointed house captain for his high school and captain of his soccer team. Trinity 29, you are wise like Erica, your new classmate from Vermont, who invests her considerable intelligence and talents to benefit the resettling refugees in her region, is an absolute champion for those who need it in her communities. And Trinity 29, you are spirited like Lizzie, your new classmate from New York City, who is a nature adventuring cheerleader who dances in her Caribbean heritage dance team and is an energized pursuit of her learning across disciplines. Sarah, Corey, TJ, Erica, and Lizzie, like all in our newest class, have multiple points of connection waiting to be discovered by classmates. Take a cue from our beloved mascot and be proud, bold, curious, and noisy about what makes you, you, and then make it a point to build connections whenever and wherever possible across your Trinity experience. We've brought the world and its countless dimensions of humanity to you, and now it's on you to explore it. Trinity 29, use your collective dynamism as fuel to think deeply, learn actively, and to gain a keen sense of why your education matters in the world. You shared your best selves in your applications. Not one of you claimed to be uninterested, uncaring, quick to judge, dismissive, or to be full of pretense. So prove it. Engage your classmates, challenge them, support them, and at every turn strive to learn from them, especially when and where differences are apparent. The incongruencies between you and your classmates present an unending opportunity to shape a more informed and worthy narrative. Find what's and who's comfortable, but be bold and push beyond the easy, the obvious, and the comfortable. You'll be well served when your mind and heart open and remain open to different perspectives and new possibilities. You have 1,366 days until you walk Trinity's graduation stage in May 2029. Treasure each one. With that, friends and colleagues, on behalf of the Student Success and Enrollment Division, I present to all those in attendance and to the entire Trinity community, Trinity 2029. It is now my distinct honor to introduce Trinity's 23rd president and honorary bantam of Trinity 29, President Dan Lugo.
Thank you, Matt. Man, this is, we're expecting it to stay dry, but the wind is kicking in, and it's just making us nice and cool here. So don't worry, everything's under control. Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to the returning members of the Trinity College community who join us in celebrating the start of the academic year, and to those who just arrived, our amazing class of 2029, our transfer cohort, and our IDP students. So, I hope it's here. Thank you, Carlos. Matriculation here at Trinity is unique in that this ceremony involves a book. This book, a very special small leather-bound book written by Bishop Brownell, our very first president. And in a moment, I will present the book to Faculty Secretary Garth Myers for safekeeping during the 2025-2026 academic year. Bishop Brownell's book symbolizes the academic commitment of this college. And each year at commencement, the Secretary of the Faculty returns Bishop Brownell's book to the president, who then places it into the hands of each Trinity student receiving a degree. So in this sense, it is a link with every graduate of the college. Upon your own commencement, you will join thousands of distinguished alumni who, like you, have been fortunate to study in this place. The tradition began in 1827. With the first graduating class, when Bishop Brownell wanted students to touch the Bible while receiving their diploma. And at that first commencement, right in the middle of the ceremony, the bishop discovered that he had somehow mistakenly forgot to bring the Bible. And the only other book at the podium was this one, in which he had written the order of exercises. And without missing a beat, Trinity's first president simply used this book, as have all Trinity presidents ever since. Professor Myers, it is my privilege to present to you and to the faculty of this college this book in full confidence that the faculty will continue to offer an exceptional liberal arts education to all undergraduates of Trinity. This honored book has been touched by each individual who has ever received a degree from this college, and I now place it in your hands for safekeeping for the 2025-2026 academic year, and ask that you return it to me upon commencement.
President Lugo, I accept this book on behalf of my colleagues. We thank you for your trust.
And now we come to a second book that is unique to our Trinity traditions. This is the Matriculation book on the podium there. It is the most recent in the series of volumes preserved in the college's archives since the founding of our college. All new students who are admitted as degree candidates are required to subscribe to an oath by signing their names in this book. Soon, you too will each sign this book and take the oath of matriculation, thus making a commitment to become an active member of Trinity's community of learners. Your addition to this book will serve as a reminder to you and to all who are witness that you will approach your responsibilities with seriousness of purpose and with exemplary judgment. As a scholarly community, the college has a formal commitment through the curriculum it offers to transmit that which has proved to be significant and long-lasting. And so in this sense, matriculation symbolizes the commitment to preserve, to transmit, and to advance knowledge. For you who are students, it signifies both the opportunity and the privilege to attend college and the responsibility to seek your own education in company with your fellow students and the faculty. And it's my pleasure to invite Faculty Secretary Garth Myers and Associate Dean for Faculty Development, Sarah Raskin, to administer the Oath of Matriculation.
Mr. President, I place in your care these undergraduates as candidates in arts and sciences worthy of admission to all the rights and privileges of Trinity College.
New students, please stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I promise to observe the statutes of Trinity College. To obey all its rules and regulations. And to discharge faithfully all scholastic duties required of me. I further promise to maintain and defend all the rights, privileges, and immunities of the college. According to my station and degree in the same. Thank you for signaling your acceptance and for joining our college community. President Lugo, in testimony whereof, each undergraduate shall hereafter sign the book of matriculation. You may be seated.
All right. Would Heaven Holloway from the class of 2029 and Grace Clark from the class of 2027 please come forward and sign the matriculation book? And you might be wondering how, we picked Heaven, right? So Heaven is the 202nd student alphabetically in the class of 2029, and thus symbolizes the 202nd academic year of Trinity College. And Grace represents our incoming transfer cohort. And Aaron Lahara, who just couldn't join us today, represents our IDP program. Thank you. Members of the class of 2029, transfer students and IDP students, you will all have an opportunity to take part in this very special tradition in our chapel tomorrow. All right, class of 2029, as I said earlier, it is an honor to welcome you to the time-honored tradition of Convocation, the time-honored tradition that opens your academic journey here at Trinity, as you are now a part of a tradition that is over 2 centuries old, and that marks the start of something extraordinary. Today is particularly special for me because, as you've heard, this is my first year as president, and you are my first class to welcome. And like you, I'm learning about what makes this campus and our people so special, what it means to be a community of Bantams. Like you, I'm getting to know faculty who are both unbelievable experts in their fields and fervent champions of your growth. I'm meeting great and dedicated staff members who are eager to support you on your journey and to root you on. And together we'll find our favorite spots on campus. I hope we'll learn how not to get lost in the library. And yes, I've been warned, as you have too, together we will not step on that stone on the long walk in front of Northam Towers. More on that in a moment. You have made a superb decision to live and to learn at an incredible small liberal arts like Trinity College. And when I think back to my own experience as a first-generation student, I know firsthand what it feels like to be new to a community and to have a fresh start, to figure out, to learn what I was passionate about. I think about my journey from New York to Minnesota, where I attended another, maybe not as good small liberal arts college called Carleton College, where everything was new. And I eventually found my place. I eventually found my people. And to this day, I remain a passionate and strong advocate for the power of a liberal arts experience. And I hope you know that you are not and you will not be alone. You, as you've heard time again, belong to a community where you can find classmates who will challenge you and who will also become true and deep friends. You can find others to guide you if you need help. You can find a club or a team that excites you. You can be entrepreneurial in all that you study and inquisitive about all that you learn. This is the beginning of a lifelong relationship with Trinity. And when you do this right, it will lead to many lifelong relationships with others, because Trinity is not just a 4-year proposition. This is not a transaction. This is an experience. The sum of all the learning and growth you'll experience, all the people who will support you now and in the future, and all the great things you'll do. And when we do this right, you will be a new person in 4 years. You will grow socially, intellectually, and personally. You will see things differently, and when you leave, you will take with you the incredible power of seeing possibility in the world. And in case you missed it, we've got a few traditions here, and I've got another one. We've got a tradition with a thing called the lemon squeezer. Yes, you heard that correctly, a lemon squeezer. I didn't know what that was or before I got here, but it's a big deal. Because back in 1857, a senior presented a wooden lemon squeezer to the rising class in recognition of their scholarship and moral character. And ever since then, since 1857, it has become a wildly contested, far too oftentimes stolen, and always beloved Trinity artifact. And every year it makes but one brief public appearance at Convocation, so we can squeeze fresh lemon into a bowl and raise a toast to the incoming class. Yeah, it's a little quirky. It's a lot playful, but in my mind, it is everything Trinity. Just like another tradition at the Fuller Arch, named for Henry Fuller, class of 1938, and the superstition surrounding the Luther Roosevelt stone. Remember the one that had the You know, the burly current students protecting you from stepping on it, and hopefully you didn't step on it today as you walked in. Because United States President Teddy Roosevelt spoke to a crowd of 5,000 on the day before he received his honorary degree in 1918, right here. And the legend says, if you step on that stone before graduation, you might not graduate. So my advice to new bantams is literally watch your step, okay? Don't step on the stone. And apparently, I won't ever step on the stone until like I'm done or something like that, right? All right, so I'm gonna hold form for that like you will as well. These traditions, as we giggle about, may feel silly, but they are our traditions. They do something important. They connect you to generations of alumni who sat right where you are now. They remind us that college is not only about knowledge and knowledge creation, but also about the transformative experience and your place in our collective history. While yes, Convocation is about welcoming you, it is also about giving you a charge as the newest members of our Bantam community. And my charge to you is this: open your eyes. See possibility where others don't. Seek the opportunities that Trinity, Hartford, the region around us, our alumni, our faculty, and our staff, the opportunities that all of these incredible assets present to you, both directly and indirectly, because there will be many opportunities. And most importantly, show up. You are joining a community that holds itself and each other to very high standards. And don't hear that as pressure. That's an incredible privilege. You will be surrounded by faculty who are not just teachers, but also mentors who will know your name, challenge your assumptions, and invite you into thoughtful debates. Take them up on it. Visit their offices. Ask big questions. Ask small questions. You'll sit in small classes where engagement is expected. Speak up, not because you have the answer always, but because you're willing to think out loud. That is truly a part of the heart of a liberal arts education. And also, don't stop at the gates, don't stop at the arches. Hartford is not just where we are, it's a part of who we are. It's a vibrant and complex capital city, rich with happenings, cultural offerings, with some truly excellent food, and I can attest to that over my first 2 months here. Go beyond campus. Volunteer, intern, explore. Let Hartford shape you, perhaps even as much as Trinity will. And when you're feeling unsure, remember, that's the point. Get comfortable with discomfort. Take a course that scares you. Attend a lecture that sounds confusing. Say yes when every part of you wants to play it safe. Because, here's the truth. Growth only happens beyond the edges of what you already know. We don't just educate you to earn a degree, we educate you to lead. In your communities, in your future industries, and in our world. Leadership isn't a title, it's a practice. Listen well, speak thoughtfully, learn humbly, seek guidance often. And so as you walk the long walk today, perhaps for the first time, walk it with intention. Know that one day you'll walk it again, in the other direction, this time with a cap and gown. And what happens between now and then is totally up to you. And if you forget everything that I've said except one thing, let the one thing be this. You belong here, you matter here, and we are so glad that you are here. Welcome to Trinity, class of 2029, transfer students and IDP students. As part of your welcome to the Trinity family, I want to introduce an individual who embodies everything about what it means to be part of this college community. Shakira Ramos Crespo from the Trinity class of 2002 has consistently supported Trinity as a Funston trustee, as co-chair of the Women's Leadership Council, and as a mentor to our Society of Women Engineers. regularly returning to campus to speak, to advise, and to uplift students. Shakira, I invite you to offer remarks from the perspective of a student, a trustee, and an incredible alumna.
Thank you. Well, welcome President Lugo and class of 2029 to Trinity College. Today marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter in your lives. Walking into this campus means stepping into the world full of possibilities, challenges, and growth, both inside and outside the classroom. Honestly, I don't remember much about my own convocation. I was nervous, worried about making friends, and overwhelmed by the unknown. But as I prepare to speak with you today, I reflected on my time at Trinity and what I wish someone had told me on my first day. For me, Trinity has always been more than just a college. It's home. I grew up right here in Hartford, just a few minutes from campus. As a kid, I used to walk by these gates and never imagine I would one day be a student here, let alone return as an alumni speaking to all of you today. So here's what I've learned. College isn't just about lectures, textbooks, and exams. It's about discovering who you are, what you value, and how you want to make an impact in the world. Along the way, you'll meet people who will challenge your perspectives, professors who will inspire you, and friends who may become family. But let's be real, this journey won't always be easy. There'll be late nights, moments of doubt, and times when you'll wonder if you're on the right path. That's okay. Growth happens when you push beyond your comfort zone. And when those moments come, remember this: you belong here. You earned this. So I want to leave with you 4 challenges to take on as you begin your journey. First challenge, be curious and step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to ask questions, try new things, or take classes that stretch you. Greatness doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from daring to say yes to opportunities, even when they scare you. For me, that meant choosing engineering, when everyone assumed I would become a teacher, like so many in my family. At Trinity, I was one of only 2 women in my engineering class. I doubted myself often, and even thought about quitting. But I learned to remind myself, I belong here, I am good enough. That mindset carried me into my career at Pratt & Whitney, where I was not only the youngest in my department, but I was also the only woman and the only Latina. It was intimidating, but because I had learned resilience here at Trinity, I pushed forward and paved my own way. So I challenge you, say yes to the opportunities that scare you. And when you feel out of place, remind yourself, you're not here by accident. Second challenge, build your community and give back. Some of your best memories at Trinity will happen outside of the classroom. Join clubs, play sports, attend events, find your people. It was through my involvement here that I grew my leadership skills, gained confidence, and found lifelong mentors. Your network will be as important to your success as your hard work. And don't forget to explore Hartford. This city is full of diversity, history, great food, museums, and opportunities for internships. It is also a community that gives back when you give to it. As someone who was born and raised here, Hartford was already familiar to me, but Trinity gave me a new lens. I stopped seeing it just as my hometown and started experiencing it as a student, a leader, and a community member. I explored the museums, worked on projects tied to the city, and even rediscovered restaurants I had grown up with. Hartford became both my old neighborhood and my new classroom. Third challenge I give to you is to believe in yourself and use your voice. Your perspective matters. Don't shrink yourself. Share your ideas, stand up for your beliefs, and let others see the leader inside of you. Early in my career, I often heard,
You're the woman, you take the notes. At first, I stayed quiet, but eventually I spoke up. I told my team I wanted to contribute as an equal, not just as a note taker. That conversation changed the dynamic for our team. And more importantly, it taught me my power of using my voice. So when you're in class, in meetings, or in life, speak up. Someone else is wishing they had the courage to ask that same question or share that same thought. Be bold, be kind, be candid. My fourth and final challenge to you is to take care of yourself. Your mental health and balance matters just as much as your grades. Rest, recharge, and reach out when you need help. Success isn't just about pushing harder, it's also about knowing when to pause. Having Trinity in my backyard didn't make my journey easier. It made it more meaningful. I realized that even in the place I thought I knew best, there were endless opportunities to learn, grow, and reinvent myself. And that's what I hope for each of you. No matter where you come from, this campus and this city will challenge you to see the world and yourself in new ways. As you begin this journey, remember, every late night, every success, every setback, they're all part of the story you're writing right now. In just a few years, you'll look back and be amazed how far you've come. But for today, take a deep breath, step into the unknown, and embrace this adventure with confidence. And now, it's time for the lemonade toast you heard President Lugo reference earlier. I'd like to invite President Lugo, Dean DeChristina, Dean Hyde, Dean Raskin, Secretary of the Faculty Myers, Chaplain Haley, and SGA President Manuela Rodes, Class of 2026, to please stand and join me by the punch bowl. All right, Dean Joe, would you please do the honors?
It's on you.
Don't mess up now.
Don't break it. Oh, my
very
eye, my
efficient.
eye.
We'll fake this, huh?
Ah.
Hey.
Where's Cooper? There you go.
Nobody got this?
Ready.
All right. Well, students and faculty, please reach under your seats where you'll find bottles of lemonade and join us in this tradition.
Very cool.
Everybody has their lemonade. We're ready. All right. Well, today we propose a toast to the class of 2029 and to all new students as well as the college, not only for its extraordinary past, but also for its equally extraordinary future. May a similar group of scholars be assembled neath the elms many years from now, eagerly anticipating the year ahead, and may they look back to our words and actions as example of the best that Trinity can be. Cheers. Salud.
That's the real puppy kind. You really got a hand workout there.
It is now my pleasure to invite Associate Dean for Faculty Development, Sarah Raskin, to officially launch the academic year.
Some good lemonade, huh? It is my duty and privilege to declare that the 202nd academic year of Trinity College is hereby officially underway. May each of you excel in your studies and be moved and transformed by the ideas and intellectual passions you are about to encounter. Now please welcome the chapel singers, conducted by Christopher Houlihan, who will sing our alma mater, 'Neath the Elms. Afterwards, please rise for the recessional and remain standing until the platform party has made its way up the aisle.